the roadmap to get you to 0 to 10K as an online coach. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna give it to you, no ads. Okay, I even literally wrote this out on my. Let me do this on my mouse. Okay, I'm gonna give you the blueprint. Okay, this blueprint alone has helped my coaches go from 0 to 45K countless times. Has helped me and my business have go over 40K in my coaching business, and I'm literally gonna give it to you for free, right? Here's what I'm gonna do for you, right? I'm literally going to give you as much value as I possibly can, okay? And this is primarily gonna focus on Instagram, right? But the same methods will work on kind of on TikTok, but I would just a little side note, I would recommend if you're utilizing TikTok, just go on Instagram. That's a whole different thing. Anyways, okay, so let's just cover the bases real quick, okay? Stay with it, stay with me. Literally stay with me, okay? Because this is gonna change your business if you stay with me through the whole video, okay? If you need dopamine and you can't pay attention, just go ahead and log off, right? Because if you have, then literally this isn't for you. This is for people that literally want to get clients online, okay? So we always remember, right? We have the offer. I always said this, right? If you haven't seen my videos, go look at them. I'm not gonna get too much of it. This is granted you have a crystal clear offer. Okay, I'm gonna put PP profile picture, like your profile is all set up, right? Remember, drawing on my mouse, so that's why I'm doing abbreviations. Okay, and yeah, and this also too works if you have 0 testimonials. Okay, so that means you're just starting, right? But if you have testimonials, amazing. Okay, but if you don't, it is not a big deal. Okay, so number one, so we want to think of your Instagram, right? This is your Instagram, right? We always want to remember, like, this is the profile picture. Your I help statement should be right here. Okay, exactly crystal clear on who you're helping, and always remember it's one avatar. Okay, like one person you're trying to help. Is it moms? Is it dads? Is it whoever it is, right? It has to be very, very specific, okay? One pain point, and this is related to your I help statement. You follow me so far? Like, because you can't fit everything on Instagram. It has to be like crystal clear, right? One avatar, one paint, and then the dream outcome, okay? And then if you want to get sexy with it, you can go like a timetable, right? So it can be like, for example, let me just write this. So like the avatar is like, let's say I'm, like I said, I have a fitness background, so follow me, right? So it's like I help busy moms, lose weight, okay, in less than 90 days, right? I help busy moms who are tired of the baby fat, whatever you want to call it, right? Get the dream body before they were pregnant in less than 90 days. You see, this is like almost like important. I need you to understand, like, this is your business card nowadays. Like, this is like what's going to determine if people are going to book a call with you, hop on a call and everything, like, and like reach out to you, DM you. Like, it's an ultra important that you understand that, okay? Then always remember, like, we have one CTA on the bio, which is typically going to be your like, it could be a Calendly, it could be a landing page, a school community. But honestly, like, I've seen it now, it's like it's not very common anymore where, like, if you're just starting off, people are going to go to your page and fill out a link right away. It doesn't happen like that anymore. It happens, don't get me wrong, but like, this is where the outreach comes in effect, right? But we'll get into that later, right? But like, you notice how I did this like a square, right? The reason why is because literally, like, if you visualize, this is your profile picture, this is your I help statement, and this is your CTA. This right here alone, okay, it's like a business card. It really is. It's like, it's no longer what's your Instagram. I'm sorry, what's your business card? It's, hey, what's your Instagram? Here you go. And that's what they're gonna look. And then guess what's the next step? Okay. I'm just gonna cover this real quick, right? Then they're gonna see all this content, right? We make a bunch of little squares, okay? All the content, okay? Now I want you to understand, right? As you create all this content, right? Boom, 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 boom. They're all connected to what? This, your offer, right? For example, like, if your offer is, sorry about that. Let's see what, oh, that's kind of funny. I'll leave that there. Okay, sorry about that. So, like, let's say, for example, right, your, let me make this pen. Sorry about that. Your offer is you help busy moms, for example, then all your content needs to be about busy moms, like helping them, tips, um, beliefs, testimonials, everything. Like, and this is starting from zero as well, right? Like, literally, like, if I were to start all over again, I would just make a bunch of videos on how to, like, just give a bunch of value, like, have as much goodwill, okay? So, like, this is very, very simple, okay? But this needs to be followed. Like, before you even think about outreach and everything, because it's an extension, you do outreach and they're going to go to your page, they're going to look at your content, and they're going to see if they want to follow you or not. Very, very simple. That's literally how it works, okay? Like, you need to understand that this is the blueprint that you need to follow when it comes to Instagram, because all this is like, if it's a cold outreach, like you reach out to someone that doesn't know you, it's a warm outreach and someone you haven't talked to in a while, whatever it is, they're going to look, they're going to probably watch your content a little bit, and then they're going to determine whether they reply back to you, follow you, and you need to understand all this is very, very important, okay? So if I were doing no ads again, right? Let's say I do no ads, right? Literally right now, what I would do is I would do 100 outreaches a day. Put outreaches a day. Now you may be thinking, AJ, that's too much. You literally can get through this like in 30 minutes, right? And I would span it between messages, comments, and likes. If I was this is granted, this is cold, right? I would go on a bunch of people's pages, depending on the niches, right? So typically, I'm gonna I'm gonna do my best to draw a honey pot. This is a honey pot, like a Winnie the Pooh, right? Where are all your leads at? Are they on school? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Instagram? Are they on gym pages? Where are they, right? So like if you're doing cold outreaching, guess what? You go to the honey pots, right? And there's a bunch of them. If you feel like you can't find your honey pots, like I would find like if you have a proven offer, right? And there's a market for it. Your honey pots, literally, you just type it on Instagram, right? And like literally what you do is like you just build rapport. Like you span it between like you go on someone's, let's say for example, you go on a page on a gym page, for example, and you see people and you're like a fitness coach, right? Then you go there, right? And then you see a bunch of people that tag in the gym. Maybe you follow them, right? Maybe you like their content, right? Maybe you comment, right? Whatever it is, right? Like literally what you're trying to do is that you're trying to move the needle. You're trying to get them from like to be like, who are you? Put the shock face to okay, I'm gonna follow you and we're gonna chat on the phone or whatever it is, right? But this is all a numbers game. It's all a numbers game, and you have to get creative with it. Like I wouldn't blast 100 messages out right away, like direct messages on cold, because Instagram will like they will restrict you or even block you. So just you got to be careful with that. So basically, like I would do this every single day. Literally, I'm telling you right now, like if I were to do AJ when I was a fitness coach, how I kind of spelled today on my mouse. Like literally, like what I would do is what the way I got to 0 to 15K. Literally, I can tell you right now, I never ran no ads. All I did every single day was cold outreach. I literally did that every day, and I was like, boom, and then I did this, and that took me 6 months, which is pretty crazy. Um, if I know everything that I do now, I would have literally just increased input, and I would have done more. Like I was doing about 100 a day, I would have done 200, and then I would have done ads too. That's a whole different thing, and then I would have doubled my money, and I would probably hit 30K in like a month, right? But that's a whole different thing, right? But I literally built my business off of that every single day on Instagram, by the way, no door knocking, right? So like I would do 100 outreaches a day, right? And then typically the way it works, right, is that if I were to give you the funnel, right? I know I'm all over the place, but this is important for you to understand. Is if someone you do a cold outreaching, right, and they go, who's this person? They're gonna go to your page. They're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna put IG. They're gonna look, be like, all right, cool. That's why it's important that you have a good I help statement, right? And then you have a good content, and then they're gonna follow you, right? It's gonna go. They're gonna look at your IG. They're gonna go to your IG. They're gonna go to your I help statement, and they're gonna watch your content, and they're gonna follow you. That's how it is, right? It's all a numbers game. Then when they follow you, guess what happens? If you're a smart cookie, here's what you do. You see, oh, okay, cool. You see that? You're like, they followed me and they're my perfect fit. What I do then is I message them, right? Follow me so far? You're like, AJ, it's simple. I know, but a lot of you guys get this wrong, which is why you're failing, right? You message them, right? And then you can get creative with it. I wouldn't like sound like a bot, like just sound like a person. Like right now, if you don't have clients right now, you have time. I think coaches often underestimate that the fact that they have time is awesome. If you have time, utilize that. Like right now, I right now it's like I'm not one of those people that say I don't have the time for it. Right? I'm more the stance for me. I say, well, I was like, it's not. Is it worth my time? Right? Because everyone has time. It just depends on what you're using. It depends. We all have 24 hours. Like, what are you doing right now? Right? So like for me, right? It's like I look at it. Is it worth my time now when I do something? For you, it's like you got the time because you don't have clients, and you're probably if you're below 10K a month, your time isn't valuable really. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate to burst your bubble, but if you're not making at least 50 to 100, 200K, like your time isn't as valuable as you think you are. Like honestly, it really, really isn't. But like literally, like what I would do is if they follow you, right? This is a stage. Like this is very, very simple. It's like if someone like ideally when someone follows you, now they become kind of a warm lead, right? And I would do this every single day. Every single day. Follow me. Like hold up. And the end goal is to get them as a client. Okay, actually, let's just make it better. Actually, the end goal is to get them on a call. Let's just go right here. The end goal is to get them on a call, right? And then here you are now. I'm gonna put starting point. Okay, I would send them a custom video, right? Be like, hey, thank you so much for following me. By any chance, are you interested in losing weight or getting this or whatever it is your offer is, right? And they're gonna positively respond, right? And then when they positively respond, you're just engaging in a conversation, which is usually about 2 or 3 questions. And then you invite them to hop on a call. And then that's pretty much it. Right now, does it go this smooth all the time? No, it doesn't go this smooth all the time. Sometimes you gotta guess what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to follow up. And if you haven't seen my follow up video, I would highly recommend you watch it. It takes on average 5 to 7 follow ups to get someone to do a desired action that you want. Right. So if someone follows me, right, and then for example, I send them a message and I want to get them on a call. I go boom, they see it, right, but they don't open it, or they don't, or they just see it but they don't reply. And then a lot of coaches be like, well, then I'm not going to message them back. I don't want to feel slimy. That's why you're failing. Then what you do is I go back the next day and I'm like, hey, just bumping this, and then I'll get a reply. And then guess what? If they don't reply, then I'll bump one more time. And then guess what? Then they either reply. Sorry, I'm like, my spelling is horrible, but I'm on my mouse, which you would understand. Then I reply. Then they reply, right? Either positively or negatively. And they say, leave me alone. Or they say, yes, more information. And they say, oh my God, my life, blah, blah, blah. I was busy, right? So literally, like, I would do this every single day, 100. And then you'll get your first couple calls booked within a week if you do this. Like, literally, like, the 0 to 10K roadmap on Instagram is very, very simple, right? Because I want you to understand, and I've said this to my coaches, right? It's like, if you're not doing outreaching, right, and you're not doing ads, right? Literally, like, if you're not, like, when you're posting content, like, let's say you have a following of 200 people and you're posting content, right? And let's say it's really, really, really good content, which I've seen coaches with really good content. But guess what? Like, let's say you're like a welder, right? You're a welder, and let's say out of those 200 people, there's no welders that follow you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to hope that those 200 people become welders all of a sudden? No. You have to go find welders, whether it's through outreaching or whether it's through ads. Very, very simple. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard to coaches make it very complex, right? It's like, and then also too, they're hoping that Instagram's gonna make them go viral. Like, even if you post really, really good content, it picks up traction, amazing. But the chances of you going viral on Instagram for like education is like, it's not high. It's possible. You can go viral for doing dumb stuff like dancing or whatever it is you want to do, but it's not going to like get you the clients that you want. So literally, like, to kind of bring it all back, right? It's like Instagram, you get this no ads, I help statement, offer, your I help statement, your good content, 100 outreaches, right? But like, let's say you're like, hey, cool, AJ, like outreaching them. I'm do that. Like, and let's say you're like, all right, AJ, what else? Like, then I would do, guess what? Warm outreaching, right? So let's say my audience is about 500 people, right? For sake of numbers, which is kind of average for people, right? Then what I would actively doing is be doing about 3 to 6 stories on my Instagram. And let's say I have 0 clients, or you have 1 or 2, doesn't matter, right? What I would be doing is constantly, I would be doing every single day. I'm going to put the polls every single day of like, hey, I'm looking for 5 people that want to get blank. You're like, AJ, why are you spelling this for? I'm like, it is what it is. I'm just drawing on my mouse, right? Because it helps me get my creative flow, right? And I hope you're still following me, right? But this is all like stuff that I'm just giving value. Like, with my YouTube videos, guys, I literally like, I always have a topic that I want to talk about, but I just let it flow. I just let it be, like, because I want to, if I script everything down, I might miss something. I like to think of it on the fly, right? I have a topic and I just let it rip, okay? So like, I would be like, hey, I'm looking for 5 people that want to get blank. I'm looking for 5 people that want to do this. I'm blah, blah, blah. And I would do that every single day, right? To where you're going to get people to raise their hand. And then guess what? Same sequence earlier is like, you outreach and then you want to get them on a call. And guess what? There are different stages of that. The only difference is they're more likely to reply to you. You may have to follow up less, which is good. And they'll hop on a call with you, right? But then you're thinking, well, AJ, I've done that before, right? I would do that every single day. Think of the worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario. One person, okay, a week. Let's just put 1 week. Responds like, yeah, I want to be that 5th person, whatever, right? And let's say, for the sake of numbers, 4 weeks in a month, sometimes may be different, but you get the point. You get 4 calls booked. And out of those 4 calls, you're going to close anywhere from 1 to 3. Or in this case, 1 to 4. You may go a little higher just because there might be warm, right? Like 50%. Or, yeah, pretty much it. And then guess what? Let's say you close only one person, the price of your program minimum should be minimum if you're a coach, right? Depending on where you're at, but US, Canada, United Kingdom, Europe, right? 1,500 USD. You just made 1,500 USD off of posting one story. And like if you have a warm audience, you do that every day, you will get people. It's not that complicated. It really, really, really isn't. You're just making it complicated. So like this is literally like the roadmap that I would do, right? If I had to start all over, like no audience, cold outreaching, but like I had an audience, right? And you probably have some type of audience, right? So like you got to see where you're at right now. So if you're at like the starting point, then you have like no audience, no ads, you got to do a bunch of outreaching, but you got to go find your honeypots. Whereas like typically, where are your people at, right? And it's not that hard. Don't make it complicated. But let's say you have an existing audience. I've seen coaches that have an audience on average about 3, 5, 700, right? Then you make these polls every day. You make sure your Instagram set up and everything, and then you're going to get people to respond. And then you're going to outreach to these people, right? By making stories, by making posts, right? Making sure all your posts have good CTAs, and that's it. And then doing outreaching every single day, rinse and repeat. Like this is literally the formula what you should be doing. Okay, I'm going to do it right now. One last thing before I jet out of here. If you're not on calls, okay, I'm going to put right here. BC, booking calls. This is what you need to be doing every single day. If you're not taking sales calls, you should be booking calls. That is it. That is it. So like right now, after you're done watching this video, if you don't have a call after me, you should be go booking calls. That's it. That's literally it. Like if you were hoping this video was going to give you the most shiny object syndrome, the most new thing, that's the reason why you're in the situation that you're in right now. That's the truth. So you need to change that because it's like a lot of coaches look for the most like easiest thing, and you're building a business, homeboy or homegirl. It's not easy. It won't be. There, like you will find tactics that are going to make the process more smooth, but it's not easy. Choose your hard. Is it hard to outreach or is it hard to be broke? You just choose your hard, and that's just the truth. So that's pretty much it. The 0 to 10K roadmap. Follow this every single day for the next 30 days and see where you're at. And let me know down below. Other than that, if you made it to the end of the video, you're a real one. Like I've always said, if you need help implementing any of this into your coaching business, fill out the link down below. We'd love to chat with you. So we'll show you how we get 5 high-paying clients, guaranteed. And if you haven't subscribed to your boy, subscribe. Peace.